rest then on Susan Collins, Sahil, or is this really a done deal already?
It's not a done deal yet, Vonnie. Republicans got a big boost this morning when Jeff Flake, the Arizona Republican senator who is on the Judiciary Committee, came out in favor of Brett Kavanaugh. But I spoke to Susan Collins, the Republican senator from Maine, just moments ago, and she told me she has not made up her mind yet on Brett Kavanaugh. This could very much hinge on Senator Collins as well as Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. If both of them vote no and all the Democrats vote no, Brett Kavanaugh's nomination is sunk. He will not have the votes. Republicans have a 51-49 margin, so they can only afford to lose one vote right now. Another piece of news that just happened, that just came by moments ago, Joe Donnelly, the Democrat from Indiana who's up for a tough re-election battle in November, who voted for Trump's first nominee, Neil Gorsuch, to the Supreme Court, just came out against Brett Kavanaugh for the Supreme Court. So this is becoming a very, very tight margin, and it's going to come down, in all likelihood, to Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, there are a couple of other Democrats that potentially could vote for Kavanaugh. Are they likely to? Is there anything that might benefit them, by doing that?
It's difficult to know right now, Vonnie, but the Democrats to keep an eye on are Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Senator Heidi Heitkamp of North Dakota. Both of them, along with Donnelly, voted in favor of Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court last year, so they're being closely watched. Both of them, of course, are facing tough re-election battles in states that President Trump won by huge margins. So they will be important to watch, but it's difficult to see them coming out in favor of Kavanaugh before the Republicans have decided. It doesn't look like either one of them wants to be, the decisive vote that puts Kavanaugh over the top right now. So again, all eyes on the two moderate Republican women at the moment.
Yeah, so we're watching Murkowski and Collins. Sahil, will they base their decision on the testimony, or will it have absolutely nothing to do with what we heard yesterday?
It's going to be about a variety of things. I mean, there are many red flags that Democrats have raised. They've called into question Kavanaugh's credibility. They insist that he would be an unfavorable vote on the issue of Roe versus Wade, potentially overturn it, if not at least weaken it in precedents going forward. The testimony yesterday is enormously consequential, I think, to these two Republican women, because there are serious and credible sexual assault allegations on the table. Kavanaugh denies them emphatically. They're going to have to decide whether Christine Blasey Ford is telling the truth or whether Brett Kavanaugh is telling the truth. And, that I'm sure will factor into their decisions, but it's no one thing. Another thing that piece of news that broke overnight, the American Bar Association, which is the gold standard for vetting and rating judicial nominees, called on the Senate in an extraordinary letter to delay the nomination of Kavanaugh until the FBI can investigate these sexual assault claims by Dr. Ford. They say that's important to fairness and the rule of law. That happened. This is also a nominee in Kavanaugh who was cited just yesterday, his well-qualified rating from the American Bar Association. So there's a lot happening very quickly on this nomination.
But the Senate's not going to wait on any outcome to that investigation. We'll have a vote today at least, Sal.
It looks like we're likely to have a vote in the Senate Judiciary Committee at 1:30. By all indications, Republicans have the votes, if narrowly, to clear him and send him to the full Senate for a vote, and the clock on that could start as early as tomorrow. They could look at considering him as a procedural motion on Saturday, and what I'm told by senior Republican aides is as early as Tuesday, if all goes to plan and they have the votes, they could confirm him and make him a Supreme Court justice by then.